You're watching 25 NBC.
Straight ahead on Live at 11. Live.
A gang shooting lands a local teenager in the hospital.
Local.
What would you do if your child's name was on a hit list found at their school?
And up to the minute.
I'm Mark Strassman in Moore, Oklahoma, where tonight the National Guard patrols and there's an all-night curfew in effect in the ruined neighborhoods from yesterday's terrible twister.
Now, this is Live at 11.
Good evening, I'm Judy Slate. First on 11 at 11, a gang shooting in Yakima leaves a 16-year-old boy in critical condition with gunshot wounds to the neck and leg. The Yakima Police Department responded to a report this afternoon of a shooting victim taken to Providence Medical Center. Police say a semi-automatic handgun was used by the suspect who got away in a car.
Very initially, it appears that there was some type of rival gang confrontation on 6th Street and Spruce. Shots were fired and the kid was hit.
Many locals we spoke to at the scene didn't want to be interviewed, but they say the area has a lot of drug activity and the corner of 6th Street and Spruce is a regular gang hangout. One neighbor said a cleanup of the area is long overdue.
I wish they could clean it up, the act. You know, get rid of the drug-related, where it could be safe for kids to be out playing in their own yard, and when they know their parents can have safe for their kids.
The injured boy has been airlifted to a Seattle hospital. Police are questioning several suspects. There's fear tonight among some parents and students of Highland Middle School people who go to Highland in Kennewick tonight. This after a rumored hit list triggered a school investigation and a letter home that left parents with more questions than answers.
If you came to school, you would be dead. You would be dead. You'd die.
A hit list, rumored to be taped to a bathroom wall here at Highland Middle School. Amanda Hill was told her name was on it.
I take it really seriously because of basically the people that are doing it, because nobody pays any attention to who they are.
And there are other rumors at Highland, so many the school sent this letter home with students stating, "We have had numerous rumors indicating that some type of violent act may take place at Highland tomorrow."
And I'm very frightened, very frightened.
And Amanda's mother, Gina Costanzo, is mad. Not just because someone may have threatened her daughter's life, but because she doesn't believe the school district is taking the threat seriously.
Looking at it as a childhood prank and not doing everything possible, humanly possible, to protect our children, that's when things like Littleton happen.
But the school district says since the Columbine shootings, school districts across the country have been bombarded with pranks.
We are trying to be just as responsible as we possibly can be. We're trying to stay on top of the situation, but the rumors that the kind of environment we're in right now generates is just, they're difficult to cope with.
Right. The rumors may be difficult to cope with, but what may be even worse is this.
Do you feel safe at your school?
No.
Now Amanda's mother plans to escort her to school tomorrow. The school district says there will be increased security at Highland Middle School. Meanwhile, students from all over the Columbia Basin took the day off from class today to focus on their own school safety issues. Over 100 student leaders and adults got together at the Benton PUD auditorium. Their assignment for the day was to find solutions to important issues like school violence, drug and alcohol abuse, and teen sexuality, to name a few. The next step, the students will present today's safety recommendations to Governor Gary Locke on May 18th. A police officer from Newport, Oregon is being held on a rape charge tonight at the Franklin County Jail. The suspect's name is Todd Shadler. He works 4 days a week in Newport, then commutes home to Pasco, where he has family. Police arrested him at his home early this morning based on a description given by the victim. A 39-year-old woman told police Shadler picked her up in downtown Pasco at 11 o'clock last night. Because of his position in the community, prosecutors say Shadler's case will be handled by a special investigator, but police say he got no special treatment during his arrest.
We'll book an officer in just like anybody else if it's believed that they have committed a crime.
Now have 3 days to decide whether or not to bring official charges in the case. To unionize or not to unionize is still the question for workers at Washington Fruit. The National Labor Relations Board case continued today as lawyers for the Teamsters rested their case.
Position. We have put on substantial evidence from a lot of, frankly, brave employees who stood up and told the story, told the truth about what happened.
That cleared the way for arguments to begin from Washington Fruit. Attorney Robert Carroll says he's ready to go.
We are very eager to put our side of the story out there because we are very tired of listening to misrepresentations and omissions about what really happened.
Washington Fruit came under fire for hiring an alleged union buster named Steve Highfill. Highfill says what he did to convince workers not to vote for the union was completely legal. Teamsters lawyers disagree. Hanford's Fast Flex test facility has been given 90 days, sort of a reprieve. Energy Secretary Bill Richardson announced today that he wants Pacific Northwest National Laboratory to do a feasibility study. That study will be completed in the next 3 months. It will look at the economic feasibility of restarting the plant as well as how to manage it.
That we have a chance here to tie this up into a complete package that makes good sense scientifically, technically, fiscally.
If the FFTF gets a positive recommendation to restart, Richardson will then decide if the DOE will fund a longer environmental impact study. U.S. West may not be your only choice for phone service anymore. Businesses can now pick which local telephone carrier is right for them. Fairpoint Communications announced today the opening of a new regional office in Yakima. The office will be located on 201 East Lincoln Avenue. Dave McFadden of New Vision says the community will benefit from a new phone company.
The jobs that they're going to create for our community is a positive. The investment they bring to the community is a positive. And I think secondarily, I think certain level of competition, within the phone industry is very healthy, and hopefully that'll drive higher quality services for our community.
The grand opening of Fairpoint Communications is scheduled for this Thursday. It's estimated that young people cause about half of all arsons in the United States, but in Kennewick, that figure could be a lot higher. Fire investigators there say that juveniles make up close to 90% of convicted arsonists. Last year alone, they caused close to $400,000 in damage.
Of the suspicious fires that we have where that leads to arrest, typically about 90% of the time will be a juvenile, somebody under the age of 18. Typically from about 10 years old through 17 or about.
Since arson is often a crime of opportunity, fire investigators recommend that homeowners keep their yards well lit and clear of debris. There are curfews tonight as residents in Oklahoma and Kansas try to recover from a series of tornadoes that destroyed neighborhood after neighborhood. So far, at least 44 people have been killed, and the death toll is expected to rise. Mark Strassman has the latest on nature's fury from Moore, Oklahoma.
National Guard troops moved into Oklahoma's tornado-swept neighborhoods. A dusk-to-dawn curfew, looter repellent. Many areas, like these homes, like this school, have little left worth stealing.
What shape is your library in?
Terrible. It's ruined.
From the air, the scope of the calamity defies belief. Here, hundreds of trucks tossed like toys. For miles, dozens of tornadoes took away real estate and lives. In Oklahoma alone, 38 people are dead. The youngest, a 3-week-old, Dion Darnell's child. He was sucked through his roof into a field.
My faith in God's keeping me where I'm at. I've got my life. I have no material possessions left in the world.
Even here in Tornado Alley, no one will forget the terrible day this storm struck. These scars are permanent reminders.
The way I feel, I could just walk off, leave it all. There's just not anything here.
She may feel different after a night's sleep, but first, like many people, she needs to find a roof to sleep under. It could have been even worse, but many people here heard and heeded the storm warning on local television. As it is, this was Oklahoma's deadliest tornado in more than a half-century. Mark Strassman, NBC News, Moore, Oklahoma.
11 at 11 continues now with meteorologist Richard Nunn and the first forecast. Rich?
Thank you, Judy. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow morning as of 7 a.m. Chilly for the most part. 36 degrees, 40 degrees in the lower basin. But the big blue H is moving in. That means less winds than what we had today. The valley, a lot less winds than what we had today. Also means for more sunny conditions, and we will reduce the chance for isolated showers down to 0. We'll have more on that forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But right now it's time for sports, and it's also time to find out what we're going to eat. Kevin Uretsky is.
Thank you, Rich. In the leadoff spot tonight, the best catch we've seen on a local baseball diamond this year. Blue Mountain visiting Walla Walla Community College visiting CBC, excuse me, this afternoon out in Pasco. Justin Williams with a shot. Look at Justin Brown behind the graphic. Gets the ball, nails the wall, and holds on. He was okay for the great catch, but CBC sweeps despite his heroics. 3-2 and 5-2. Stay tuned. Coming up, the Blazers shoot for home court. The Sonics play out the string, plus news from the Americans and the Sun Kings. I'll tell you what, grab an ice pack in honor of Mr. Brown. Apply and hold firmly until numb. And stay tuned. Kevin Bowler joins me to go back-to-back in about 15 minutes. Great catch.
Thanks, Kevin. There's still much more to come tonight. State Park Rangers could soon be carrying handguns. We'll tell you why. And Ford is recalling thousands of their popular sport utility vehicles. Plus, French soccer fans get out of control in Paris. Live at 11 continues right here on NBC.